1010XL 92.5 FM up in Charlotte, North Carolina. Day one of the ACC kickoff, and one of the championship teams that played for the ACC is with us, Southern Methodist University. SMU Mustangs. Rhett Lashlee joins us now. Coach, how are you?
I'm doing great. You know, it's media day kickoff means that the season's right upon us.
Yeah, this is talking season, Coach. You
talking
know that, right?
season, baby.
You've heard it before. Now, listen, it was more than just talk a year ago, okay, because you guys got to the championship game. You won an AAC with SMU. You came into the ACC and promptly got right in the mix. You made it to the college football playoff. Size up last year before we start looking ahead.
Yeah, I mean, it was great. We felt like we had a team that could compete and belonged, but, you know, we came in and we're able to prove that, and that was important. You know, I think in your first year, you only get one chance to make a good first impression, and we were able to do that. And our kids deserve a ton of credit over the last couple of years. You know, back-to-back 11-win seasons. I think it's going to be over 1,000 days since we've last lost a road regular season game or a conference game in the regular season. So right. What our coaching staff and our players have done and created is special. Now it's a new team. It's a new year, more challenging schedule. A lot of new faces, about 42 new faces. So, you know, we got to prove it all over again.
All right, spend a minute right there, because that's basically half of your scholarship roster. Yeah. It blows my mind, okay? I grew up watching college football. You grew up coaching college football. And this transfer portal is a whole different animal.
Well, you know, 2 years ago we won the American Conference going into the ACC. We only lost 10 seniors, scholarship seniors. So we didn't have as many new faces, probably 30. And so we had a lot of returning experience last year. We've lost a ton, particularly on defense. We got a lot coming back on offense, particularly our quarterback, Kevin Jennings. But we signed 22 high school kids. It was the top 30 class, the best class in SMU history. But we still brought in 20 transfers as well, particularly to try to bulk up our O&D line. And a lot of, you know, we lost a lot on our front seven, which was a big part of our success. So I think our staff did a nice job. But that's 42 new faces of the 85.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not great at math, but that's basically half.
Yeah.
And but that's the way it is in college football now. You somewhat are establishing a program, and we feel like we've done that in 3 years, but you're really team building annually more than you're program building.
We got some SMU big boosters that are in Duval, and a lot of them stepped up quickly because they want that level of college football played in that Dallas Metroplex area. So that is a huge boost for you.
Yeah, you know, the city of Dallas, big-time college football program, and we're the only option. And so when we get into the ACC, it allows us to provide a big-time college football team for a great city. And then we have an incredible alumni base, donor base, and a lot of tradition and pride in our university. And so we have great alignment right now. Everybody that's associated with SMU, from our president, from our board, from our AD, and all our supporters and fans on down, recognize the moment. We have a chance to seize the moment. We started well with that last year, but this year's just as important. But they're fully committed to us, you know, becoming a national brand again and being on the biggest stage.
We're talking with Rhett Lashlee, coach of SMU. The Mustangs they got big ball games. You got Baylor, you got Miami, you got a handful of other bigs. When you note to self after the ACC championship and then the loss in the playoff, what did you say? Hey, I got to either do this or change this.
Not a whole lot to change. I mean, Look, we played really well against Clemson. We had a really poor first quarter, some things that were self-inflicted, some things that just some bad breaks that didn't go our way, and we got in a hole. But for the last three quarters, we really dominated, and we just had dug too big a hole. So we played good football against who I think should be the number one team in America going into this season in Clemson. Then we go to the playoff and play really poor offensively, but our defense played really well. If you watch that game, our defense played well enough to win that game. Offensively, we had 2 pick sixes. We had the ball inside the 10 4 times and got 3 points. We moved the ball up and down the field and did everything you're supposed to do to lose a game. Yeah. So we did. But the score wasn't indicative of the fact that we belonged on that field. And so you walk away disappointed that we didn't put our best foot forward there. We didn't finish the Clemson game. We didn't play better in that game at Happy Valley. But we were back on the national stage, and we know internally we belong. Now it's a new year, new season. We got to go do it all over again.
Listen, I will not forget the Kevin Jennings play, okay, because I thought inside the 5, I thought that was a ballsy. It took some stones to call it and execute it, and obviously, like you said, it didn't go your way, but that was a ball game that, like you said, you were in. Yeah.
No, I mean, I think if you look at Kevin Jennings' body of work for 11 games last year as a starter, 9 of them he was exceptional. 2 of them he didn't play his best, Duke and Penn State. But if you look at the the last 3 quarters of that Clemson game, there's no question who the best quarterback was on the field. And I think the world of Cade Klubnik.
Yeah.
And he's getting all the praise and accolades he deserves. Mm-hmm. But if you watch that game, Kevin outdueled him, particularly in the second half and the fourth quarter. So it just tells you, I think, the quarterback strength here in the ACC.
All right, so let's just wrap with this. The idea of 12 college football playoff teams is exciting.
It's not enough.
Okay, why? Tell me why. Listen, you're not going to go like Eli Drinkowitz and say, give me 30.
Eli and I are really good friends, and we see it a lot more alike than we do different. I think there's no question it needs to be 16.
Okay.
More access is better for the players and the fans, which is what matters. I don't think we need 30, but I do think there's something to having a championship play-in Saturday, that last Saturday that we currently play all the championship games on, to where, maybe the top 5 or 6 teams in each of the Power 4 conferences are still relevant on that Saturday. Yeah. And even only those 16 teams are going to get in. I think there's something to that. Look, it's about the players. It's about the fans. We need more players, more access. The committee does the best job they can, but it's a job set up for failure. We don't need human people that are going to have natural biases making these decisions. We should have been in no-brainer last year. Miami should have been in last year, and so should Alabama. Mm-hmm. But they get put in all these tough situations. Let's take the committee out of it. There's no other major professional sport that uses a committee. There's no other – and college football is number 2 in America. It's the NFL and it's college football.
Period.
There's no committees for the World Cup. There's no committees for the NFL playoffs. It's you win, you're in. You win your division. You know what the requirements are. Let's let the play on the field satisfy who those 16 teams are, and then have 8 games on a college campus round 1, and then do the neutral sites, and I think it would be incredible.
I'd be all for it. NIL, though, problem solve that. What would be the one suggestion that you would make? If you do sign a deal, you have to commit for 2 years. What's
There's a lot of suggestions that we would have as coaches, but none of them are going to work. Nobody's going to listen to us. But with the current framework, we have made progress as long as the CSC and this revenue sharing and NIL go has teeth. As long as there's accountability and people are forced to play within this cap, then it's made it better. Mm-hmm. It's given it some guardrails, but we still need major congressional help, particularly with the agents issue in sports. Agents are taking advantage of young men and families, and they're creating more issues than solutions. And then if we don't get some regulation around that nationally, not by state, just like they have in the NFL or the NBA, we're going to continue to have problems.
Yeah, because I've heard some horror stories, that's for sure. Hey, Rhett, great to visit with you. Best of luck. I know SMU fans are fired up for it coming up, kicking off real soon.
Hey, appreciate you having me on.
Hey, y'all, Lauren Brooks here. Thanks so much for watching 1010XL on YouTube. Be sure to like, subscribe, and check out all of our great videos and team-specific channels on the 1010XL YouTube network.